Let's see, everything should be working right now. Before we're having a couple of technical difficulties with the sound, but I'm hoping that everybody who is watching the previous stream will watch this current stream that I'm on, and hopefully everything is working just like it was before. Um, let's see how that goes while I continue to talk and waste time. All right, so we are not going to go with the first live. I'm gonna X out of that, so everybody's I guess going from that. All right, move to trash. Let's see. Hopefully, okay, good. We got about half the audience we had for the first one. Fuck. Let's see. Hopefully, everybody will jump back on. What's up, Mike? Hopefully everybody will jump back on and we can continue this. Okay, we got 5 so far. Man, we had like 10 or 12 left. Oh man. Well, that's how you lose half your audience without even saying a word, folks. Um let's I guess get this show on the road. That's showbiz, right, Mike? Um anyways, enough of that. We are here. We are in the new year, and we are almost in the clear. Um, how y'all doing out there? Of course, welcome to the 15th installment of the Gray Area. Yeah, I'm still. Thanks, man. I appreciate the love, bro. This is the 15th installment of the Gray Area, exclusively on PPRN radio.net. We are also streaming live on Facebook and YouTube tonight as well. Happy to be here. This is your host for the evening, Aaron Kennard. And as usual, I'm super excited to be able to spend yet another evening with all of you fine people. It is currently about a 8:15 here on the East Coast on a chilly and windy January 18th evening. We're definitely in the thick of the new year now, and I hope you're all taking good care of yourselves lately. It's very easy to forget that this is not only flu season, but we give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. I have to answer. I'm live again. Check again. So yeah, as I was saying before, we're definitely in the thick of the new year now, and I hope you're all taking good care of yourselves lately. Of course, it is very easy to forget that this is not only flu season, but we still have the virus to worry about, especially around our loved ones. Um, who else? Okay, we're moving back up. It's always a great night here on the Gray Area with you guys, and that's all because of you guys. Y'all have always been such an amazing movement when it comes to showing your boys some love and just chilling in the chat with me and having a good time. I always look forward to seeing and chatting with all of you on Tuesday night, so I just want to say thank you all for that. Um, and of course, those of you that are watching on Facebook and YouTube tonight, you can feel free to click the link in the description and you can call in and talk with us tonight. What's up, Heather? um, as most of you who listen on the regular probably knew, I haven't been on in the last couple of Tuesdays between having major tech difficulties and not being able to get my streaming platform to work correctly. Shout out to Restream. I was only able to essentially DJ and play reruns of previous episodes on the station on the PPRN radio.net. So big shout out to Mike Grutola and Peter Pino for helping me out with that and making sure I have some content to at least deliver to you guys on Tuesdays that I'm not here doing a live show. Uh, but I really do want to apologize for not being here because I missed you all. And Tuesdays were just not the same, you know. Y'all know I love talking to y'all in the chat. Um, before we get started, I do want to give a special shout out to all my friends, family, bandmates, acquaintances trying to build their own businesses or empire. Whether the circumstances were good or bad, we can all agree that last year has been a year of growth and change for a lot of us. And it's nice to see a lot of the people that I know and love finally coming into their own. What's going on, Tommy, in the chat? How you doing, bud? But yeah, it's nice to see a lot of the people that I know and love finally coming into their own, and I truly do applaud that. If there is anybody in the chat right now that has their own personal business or empire that they're trying to build, go ahead and put a link in the chat so we can all follow and show support. I know Mike has a lot of ventures between his podcast, the Hell Effing Yeah podcast. He just had Zach Ward on earlier today. It was a very nice show. Very informational, and it was nice to pick Zach's brain and see what he's been up to recently. I know Heather in the chat right off the bat. She does edible desserts. I mean, obviously they're edible, they're delicious, but like edible, if you catch my drift. And she also sells body butter as well. It's really nice to see people, just to be in a circle with such uh, amazing individuals with a creative mind, and be able to feed off of that. And you know, you look at how hard they motivate themselves on a daily basis, and it makes you want to do better as well. So, congrats to you guys. If you want to plug your stations or your businesses out here, feel free to do it. um so how is everybody in the chat? What's everybody up to tonight? How has your new year been? Heather says edibles, wearables, and insurance. Hey, patented. um you guys know I have my own ventures as well. But right now a lot of the music and everything is on hold right now because of the extreme rise of COVID recently, with the Omicron and the other variants running amok. um I think a lot is going to be said by what the next variant is going to be. If there is another variant, if it's weaker than Omicron, are we in the clear? If it's worse than Omicron, where do we go from here? Um, but I know that a lot of us have been stressed and everything, but we can't stress over the things that are beyond our control. We just have to breathe and know that we're doing the best that we can. Heather says, "New year, new me." Kidding. I just had COVID. Oh man. Do you know what kind of COVID you had, Heather? And how did that make you how did you feel throughout that whole experience? I think that when I had COVID back in April, March, April, I had the variant before the Delta variant. Um and honestly, like a lot of people were having breathing issues and whatnot. That was a big thing with that variant. Um I didn't. My breathing only went down to like 94% at the worst. All I really felt was major fatigue. I was very tired. Like when I first knew something was wrong, the first thing I experienced was a severe migraine. So I got the headache first, then I started getting the body aches. And then of course came everything else, mainly just body aches, loss of smell, and my fatigue, of course. Even when I was fully healed, I was not fully healed because the fatigue was so bad. I still couldn't go very hard in the gym, and things were tough to get back into the swing of, for sure. Heather says, second time, honestly, this time it was like bad allergies, but last October I felt horrible. Oh, so you got it recently and you got it back in October. Um, you're saying this time didn't feel as bad? This time didn't feel as bad as the time that you had it back in October? Hmm. Okay, okay. So at least, like, I wonder if when you get antibodies, when you previously have had COVID, do they help you so that even if you get it again, it's not as tough this time around? It makes you wonder. She said, "Yep, but October 2020, and this time was way better." That's good. That's good. Heather, I mean, not to get like political or anything, but are you vaccinated? Not to say that that would help in any way. I mean, like the thought process is that it won't stop you from getting it, of course, but it would lessen the symptoms. Um, I of course am vaccinated because of in my line of work. I don't really have much of a choice. I'm around people. I'm around people that I love, so I have to. Um, so I kind of had to do so in order to keep my loved ones safe. Um, she says, "I heard this new variant is super weak, and nope, not vaccinated." Okay, yeah. The Omicron variant is not very. It's more of a mild strain from what I'm hearing, and of course, I don't know a lot of people who have gotten like really sick from it. Um, so I'm hoping that if there is another variant after the Omicron variant, hopefully that one will not be will be even milder or even weaker. Hey, what's up, Lucy? Yeah, I had to open up another one. I had to close my stream and then reopen it. I know I lost a couple of viewers from that, but my listeners on PPRM Radio are of course still listening, and I'm glad that at least half of you came back. So we'll try to build that back up as we go. Um, how was everybody's day today? Heather, I know you said you're just getting over the COVID, so I'm glad you're doing better. What's everybody up to? Um, I had a pretty crap day. I'm not gonna lie. I think I may have lost my wallet, and I don't know what to do. Well, I know I have to cancel everything, but um, all my insurance cards, my AAA, medical cards, security license. Um, but you know what? All of that stuff's replaceable. So I guess in the grand scheme of things, today wasn't that terrible. I just whoever finds it, I hope they return it, or take the money if you must, but at least have the decency of giving back everything else. Lucy in the chat says, "Hey man, that's the love world. Day was all right. Brandon just tested positive. Oh no." Oh man, how is Brandon feeling right now? Uh, I hope he has a quick recovery. If he's that's another thing too, Heather. If Brandon is vaccinated, um uh he only has to stay in quarantine for 5 days, which is a big thing as well. Um, Lucy says he's just stuffy nose, nothing crazy. Well, that's good. Hopefully, he has a speedy recovery. I was just explaining to Heather about my experience with COVID. That was back in March of last year, and I was down for the count. Boy, I mean, like my breathing was okay, but tons of body aches, and just got through it. It was painful, but the fatigue and the body aches were the big thing to take away from that particular strain. Um, how will you all approach this new year differently? Tell me that. I think that this year, first of all, we need to give glory to whoever it is that we believe in or worship, because um, a lot of people didn't make it past last year, and I do have my bouts of depression and anxiety, and I get sad sometimes, and I don't even know why. But I'm very grateful that I'm still here. I'm glad that you're all still here as well. It was a rough year. We yesterday we observed Martin Luther King Jr. Of course, you guys know that he was a great man that paved the way for freedom, equality, and a future for minorities, more than just Black people, obviously. And one could argue that without him, I wouldn't have this platform to be able to even hang with all of you tonight. So we definitely want to give him credit where it's due. Um, One of my favorite quotes from Mr. King is, uh, "the the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. I'll read that again. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. And I think that's really deep. There's a lot that you can take away from that saying. But the point of what I was getting to, as far as not taking things for granted this year and being appreciative of being here when we didn't have to be here still. You all know that uh, yesterday would have been Betty White's 100th birthday. Of course, the what's up, Camila? How are you? Thank you for tuning in. Um, yeah, yesterday would have been Betty White's 100th birthday. Of course, she's the Golden Girls star that died December 31st from complications of stroke 6 days prior. Her death happened recently along with actor Sidney Poitier, who died January 6th at 94 years old due to a mix of heart failure, Alzheimer's, and prostate cancer. And then, of course, we can't forget about actor comedian Bob Saget, who recently died January 9th for reasons unknown. They're still trying to figure out what the reasons for his death was. But going back a little bit, Sidney Poitier, of course, he was one of the first premier black mainstream actors who paved the way for many more like him. He was the first black actor, as a matter of fact, to win the Best Male Actor um, Oscar award back in 1964. And of course, Bob Saget being a hilarious comedian and star from the famous sitcom Full House. This year's already been a rough start for many, and we are hoping that things get better for everyone grieving and in pain right now. It's a lot to take in. I mean, it's only January, and it seems like we're right back into the thick of everything from last year. You know, almost like it hasn't even turned into a new year yet. It's been hard to put in a New Year's resolution or talk about what we're going to do differently when a lot of the same things are happening. Um, and talking about Sidney Poitier and Betty White in general, they both had complications with their heart. You know, Betty White having the stroke, Sidney Poitier having the heart failure. One has to wonder. So, do you guys remember when the scientists were working on cloning and stem cell research? Do you guys remember that? Stem cells. The government was trying to um, keep that, I guess, a shutdown program. Nobody wanted to work on that, but I know that recently they've been making major advances as far as with stem cells, and um, they're working on advancements for heart disease in particular. So one has to wonder if she was able to hold on just a little bit longer, if we'd be celebrating Betty White's birthday today, well, yesterday, um, with her still being here at 100 years old. Um, we're very close to some pretty big advancements, and one has to be somewhat optimistic about the future, in some shape or fashion. You know. Um, Speaking of cloning and stem cell research, uh, they're currently working on what is it called? Um, they're currently working on the cloning of a couple of animals, in particular, like the woolly mammoth, and a team of scientists and entrepreneurs announced that they have started a new company to genetically resurrect the woolly mammoth. The company is called Colossal, and it aims to place thousands of woolly mammoths back on the Siberian tundra, thousands of years after they went extinct. Um, they have not cloned any woolly mammoths yet, but the plan right now is to combine woolly mammoth DNA with elephant DNA to, I guess, create a hybrid. And they're saying that they can have the first woolly mammoth calves in about 6 to 8 years. So that's very interesting. They're fast at work with things like that, but this is the power of science as far as the stem cell research and whatnot. And I mean, I'm kind of excited. That was one of my favorite prehistoric creatures from back in the day. But are we playing God here? Like, are we doing things that humans shouldn't be doing? Once they do, Heather says they're going to create zombie mammoths. Basically, I mean, they're basically going to be cloning DNA, and they're going to be combining strands with elephants. So I guess they're going to have um, half mammoth, half elephant instincts. But elephants are some of the smartest animals that exist. So that's interesting to me, and I can't wait to see. Um, I guess where they go with that. But I mean, a lot of mammoths, this will be their first time interacting with humans, of course, and we don't know how they're going to interact with us. I mean, we know how we have some sort of idea how they interacted with us back in the day, but that didn't go so well, you know. Um, and then like the elephants. Let's see. I think the giraffes are the tallest mammal living mammal on the earth or on land, but the elephant is the largest. Would the woolly mammoth then take the elephant spot as the largest? And their tusks are huge. They used to break through ice and trudge through the cold and everything. So hopefully they keep them in a very cool environment that is um you know that is relative to what they're used to back in history. Um, do you guys think it's a good idea to recreate these animals? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we could barely contain a bull running loose in mastic last year, so I doubt we'd be able to contain a mammoth. um, and then oh, so Lucy says, how is this helping the ecosystem? Um, that's a very good question. I'm not sure that it is. Um, hmm. I'm not sure. Honestly, I would imagine that the woolly mammoth would be considered an apex predator because there ain't nothing taking that shit down. You know. Um, right. And then Lucy says, right. So it begs a question. What's the point? I guess just you're right. You're right. What is the point? Honestly, um, I guess just to bring back something that is extinct to further learn more about it. But I think that this may actually this may actually feed more to human selfishness and just the human nature of just wanting to learn. But if they're trying to bring back the whole species of I mean, I'm sure there's different kinds of woolly mammoths, but if they're trying to bring back the animal in general, they have to have some sort of plan. They can't just do it and then just be like, oh well, you know. Lucy says we're looking at a real life Jurassic Park. Oh, and you know what's so funny? That's the next thing I want to talk about too. I haven't looked up a lot about it, but either they recently found a fully preserved dinosaur egg or a fully preserved dinosaur fossil with DNA in it, and they're going to try to revive dinosaurs as well. I'm not sure how far off they are from doing that, but these are two things they're currently working on in 2022. Um, we're going to have mammoth calves within the next 6 7 years, and with this fully preserved dinosaur egg or dinosaur fossil, we can use that to clone and use stem cells to bring back dinosaurs as well. I know it's very silly, but I think they're doing it for like scientific reasons, just to see how they lived, and um, we're just finding out. Not too long ago, we found out that dinosaurs, uh, that birds are basically the descendants of dinosaurs. I mean, dinosaurs had feathers. They're even arguing that the T Rex had feathers, and that his little stubby arms may have been some sort of wing. Who knows? Who knows? But that's all very fascinating information. I mean, I guess we just have to sit there, with that little eyeball emojis, like what's going on here. um yeah, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I mean, what can they do with these animals? I couldn't tell you. Maybe we will have a real life Jurassic Park at some point, in time. Um, if we ever revive dinosaurs, would you ever try dinosaur meat? like let's say like they revived them and they had to like put them down quick because they were about to like destroy us all or whatever, and then they have like a big barbecue with like dinosaur meat. Like, would you guys ever try dinosaur meat? I mean, my thought is that maybe it tastes like chicken. I don't know. I mean, like um maybe it'll be like those giant like brontosaurus burgers they used to have in the Flintstones, where they put the giant rib on the car and the car tips over. Lucy says, "I would eat Dino nuggets." No, I would try anything once as far as like food goes. It would probably be slamming too. I'd probably enjoy it. Probably it would probably be like a steak, because they'd probably be like super lean. You know, I would try that. I would try that. Um, oh, I forgot to mention this too. Actually, um, a guy recently, he had to have heart surgery. He was on his deathbed. Some of you may have heard about this. Lucy says, "True, like bison. Maybe bison burgers are pretty dope. I can get with that." I guess it depends on what kind of dinosaur they bring back. I mean, I didn't look at what kind of fossil it was, but um, I could go for some Allosaurus meat. Um, Recently, a guy had a heart transplant. You guys may have heard about this. The first ever pig to human heart transplant. Let that sink in. We have the first ever pig to human heart transplant. Successful too. The guy is living. The guy's heart is fine, and he feels great. Um, but they transplanted a pig's heart to a human. Seriously. Um, I'm not sure who even thought of that. I'm not sure who thought of, okay, let's try this pig's heart. Uh, no, you know what's so funny? Lucy says, so is he super dirty now? No, no. So here's the funny part: pigs are actually pretty clean animals. I guess pigs that aren't left in like a trough to eat like dirt and like random stuff um are naturally pretty clean animals. And I guess they made sure that like the heart was okay. They made sure the pig was super healthy and whatnot. So but I'm wondering, what animals have they tried that with before the pig? Like they tend to claim uh that humans are closely related to apes. Do you think they may have tried a gorilla heart or a chimp heart before they tried a pig heart? That's scary. I mean, like, I wonder if they even had his permission. I mean, I guess it would have to, right? But like, if he's like dying and they're like, we might be able to save you with this pig heart, he's like, let me think about it. You know. um, but congratulations to him being able to get a second chance at life. Lucy says I should have tried the chimp heart first. I mean, that's what I would have done. I mean, they say we're related to them, so I mean, I would have probably tried the gorilla heart or something. But I don't know. Like, you have to think of also the animals, I guess, weight and everything compared to the human, because you don't want to give them too big or too small of a heart as well. You know, their DNA is the closest to us. That is true. I mean, at least that's what they say. But you know, it's funny, completely unrelated. But you know how there's cannibals, like there's tribes still in like South America, Australia, and Africa. Some tribes that still eat human flesh. Um, a lot of those tribes have compared human meat to pork. So apparently, human meat tastes like pork. Um, so maybe the doctors are on to something about that. Um, maybe they figured out something that we would have had no idea about. But I'm sure they've tested things like this before, just like behind closed doors. You know. I mean, if I'm gonna die and you're gonna put a pig heart in me, just end me. Just don't use me for experiments. I I want y'all to be bringing me back temporarily just to see me go again. Like what? But I mean, they might be onto something. Of course, this pig to human transplant happened in Maryland. So this was right here, pretty close, not that far from New York. Um, if we taste like pork, wow, I would never. I'm never gonna find out because I know I said that like I would try anything once. I probably wouldn't try that. I don't know. Would you guys? Which one would you guys try first? Would you rather try dinosaur meat, woolly mammoth meat, or human meat? I was reading a documentary. I mean, watching a documentary about Mount Everest the other day, and it was talking about how like tons, like thousands of people are probably buried um, in the mountains because they either died. I know this is getting morbid kind of quick, but they may have died from the avalanche or from falling a great height or what have you. But all of those people that were going to die, or the people who had seen one of their own die, some of those people did resort to cannibalism on Mount Everest. Like that's why the guides that take people up the mountains get paid so handsomely. It's not an easy thing to do, but it's interesting learning about stuff like this. I mean, if they did bring back the woolly mammoth, where do you think they would keep them? Like where would they put the woolly mammoths on this earth? Some people say that they would put them back in the icy terrain of Siberia, or put them. I mean, they can't go to Antarctica for some reason. Um, Nobody's really allowed to go there. Uh, but as I find out more information about these things, of course, I'll keep you guys in the loop about that. Um, I'm glad to be back on Tuesday nights. I know that I was gone for a couple of weeks, and I do apologize for that. And I'll be back on every Tuesday from now on. I'll do my best. if you guys have different things you want to talk about on the show, you can always hit me up on, direct message on Facebook or my Instagram, which is Aaron Kennard Official. You can always hit me up, or those of you that have my number, or have ways to get in touch with me. I'd love to know what you guys would love to hear on the show. If you'd like to see me bring any local musicians or local talent onto the show, I can definitely do that. Um, I'm full of ideas, but I also want to hear your ideas as well, as far as what you guys want me to do to make this show better. I do have some ideas which I will be sharing with you all in the very near future. But in the meantime, it is good to be back, and I love being able to have this little therapy session with you all. I hope you're all doing well, and welcome back. I missed you all, and hope that all of you are having a lovely New Year so far. Um, I will say, aside from losing my wallet today, this New Year's been pretty full of hope and optimism for me. So I hope that you're all in good thoughts as well, and talking to your loved ones every day, waking up to spend some time reflecting, and just mentally preparing for your day. Oh, thanks, Lucy. Never say never. It's probably somewhere. But last time I actually truly thought about it, it can only be in one of two places, and I haven't found it yet. And I looked very thoroughly, so I'm hoping that I do find it. Um, if I do find it, drinks on me next time. All right. But I think I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna keep this one rather short. But I love you all, and hopefully we'll be able to talk same time next week, next Tuesday evening at 8. Uh, this is the Gray Area, and I am your host, Aaron Kennard. Uh, Stay flat, stay classy, and have a good night. All right, peace.